Dre, what's good, my brother? And everybody, excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather. I just cannot seem to shake this congestion in my nose. So if I sound funny, that's the reason why. Thanks for the post. I really enjoyed it, and just listening to where you were coming from with the Vikings moving from one side of the city to the next, and what it does for people that are not sports fans. And I'm just like you. That's the most common thing to talk to anyone about in any walk of life, any creed, color, race, religion. It doesn't really matter. Sports is always the easiest to break ice. And when you find people that are not into sports, it's like, wow, really? So you wonder what can bring them together. So with a non-sports person, that is. So with someone like the Minnesota Vikings moving from one side to the next, what would benefit those individuals that are not sports fans, but they may own a cleaners, they may own, as you said, a pub, but they're not a pub, say a little sandwich shop or whatever. That helps their business, so they could care less if the Minnesota Vikings win or lose. They're just looking at that foot traffic to help them, which is what I said about with the Rams moving back to Inglewood. It was several different places that they looked at places, stadiums. And one of the places was downtown, and it was going to be called Farmers Field after the insurance company, Farmers. Then they looked at Carson, right off the 405. And they also looked at City of Commerce, which would have been a little bit further out, but people would have still made the trek. But I think with the owners in LA, they wanted to be more inside the city. And by having it in Inglewood, it helped because the part of Inglewood that they're building the stadium is not the greatest area of Inglewood. Is some poverty there. But you can best believe the little mom and pop shops that are around there, they will start to strive because of the stadium. And it doesn't have to be people that's going to pay for things during the game, but it's just for people that are always trying to go to the stadium, or visitors that are in town, because the stadium is 5 minutes from the airport. So everything is right there for them. And with that being said, I look at the way the Rams are now playing in the Coliseum. And when I tell you the people that live around the Coliseum they may have duplexes or apartments, they're using their parking places to park cars that's close to the stadium. And they don't have to be, and most of them are not sports fans, but they know they can charge $80 per car every Sunday that the Rams are in town, just because they know people will actually pay it because I'm close to the stadium. Because I'm close to the stadium, I'm not a sports fan, but I can make a great deal of money by not being a sports fan, but still being involved with the sport. But you bring up a great point, and you're absolutely right. The people around there don't have to be sports fans. They can just be opportunists that can make money off of the sport. So thanks for sharing, and I'm totally in agreement with you about people that are not sports fans but can actually be an opportunist in the sports business. Have a good one.